Hello everyone and welcome back to SnowRunner. On today's episode, we are going to be going after another truck. Last episode I told you we were going to start doing this and finding some of these trucks that are littered everywhere. This one is the Voron AE4380 and the mission is called Drowned Truck. We are here in the Drowned Lands in Russia and I'm going to go down there and fix this thing and hopefully get it. I have the maintenance trailer thing on the back of my Azaz and I am headed out. So hopefully we can start gathering up new vehicles and building our fleet and becoming a force to be reckoned with in the trucking industry of this game. This messed up, terrible landscape that we have to try to make our way through. I love this game. It is so amazing. So the Azaz is a very cool truck. It's slow, but it is reliable as hell. And it does a really, really good job, I think. So I'm hoping when I get down here that this is one of the vehicles that we're actually able to keep instead of one we just fix and then get money and that's it. But I don't know how to tell. I don't know if there's a way you tell if you get to keep it or not until after you do it. So we will find out together. It's pretty uneventful drive over, so when I get over there I will hopefully have enough maintenance materials on board to fix it. I chose the maintenance van thing rather than doing the other maintenance truck because this has better supplies, I think. It has more points available than the other one does. But I think the other one might contain fuel as well, and this one doesn't. And that's going to be an issue as well as far as trying to repair this truck, is it's going to need fuel and it's going to need repair. I will definitely have enough repair points with this maintenance trailer, but I may not have enough fuel left in my truck to fill it up. I might have to make 2 trips. And if I do, that's going to suck. But we'll see what happens. If I'd have been thinking, I would have brought a fuel trailer with me. I literally drove right past one on the way here. I could have just snagged it up and pulled it behind me to help fill up this thing. But too late for that now. I'm not turning around and going back, so we will see if I have enough. I don't care if I use every bit of fuel out of this because I can always recover this back. I just hope that every bit of fuel I have is enough. These Russian maps are pretty cool. There are spots here that are very, very muddy and very difficult to get through. And there are some spots on these maps that are very uneven to where you tip real easily. And for me, that's the absolute worst. That's my one thing about this game that I don't care for as much is the tipping. I mean, I understand that you're going to want to tip sometimes. You know, you want to have that so that it makes it a little more challenging. But once you get up here to Russia, I mean, it gets ridiculous. There's one area up in the mountains where there's all these bridges, and the bridges aren't level. They're just crooked as hell. None of the ground is level anywhere. So every time you turn, every time you go anywhere, your truck is damn near on its side already. And it's just a tip fest through there. And there's pretty much almost no way you can get through without almost tipping. And I have tipped so many times. I was working on this mission where I was trying to deliver some stuff up to a location that was way, way back in the mountains. And I tipped, and I tipped, and I tipped. It was absolutely ridiculous. Finally, I just gave up doing the mission. I figured I'll do it later when I have a better vehicle. Because it's just terrible. I can understand if it's driver error that's causing the tipping, but there's no way that I tipped that many times because I'm doing something wrong. I was being so careful, trying my very best not to tip because I'd already tipped a bunch of times. And I still tipped. Now granted, the truck I have right now is very top heavy. So that does cause a problem. And I'm hoping later on, if I get another truck that can do as well as this one in the mud and everything, but is a little bit less top heavy, I'm hoping that that will make a hell of a difference and keep me from tipping over so much. But we'll see. It might be one of those things where you're just going to tip no matter what you do, because the game is designed that way. I don't think they would make it intentionally frustrating like that. So maybe it's just the fact that I have a truck that's really top heavy. Maybe I have to choose something else to make those deliveries with. But unfortunately right now I just don't have anything else, which is why we are working on this mission, trying to fix this truck and see if we get it. And as I said before, I don't know whether we will or not. But either way, we're going to get some experience and get some cash out of the deal. So that's good. Anytime you can make money, it's always a good thing. And the more experience I get, the higher level I reach, the more things will be unlocked, and the more likely I am to be able to purchase a truck that will be way more dominant. And don't get me wrong, this truck I have is not bad. It is very, very good. It does a spectacular job of getting through the mud. The only downfall of this truck, in my opinion, is that it's very top heavy. Now, it's not super tippy to where it tips on level ground, but when you start getting up into those areas where the ground is just so uneven and there's so many ditches and ruts, all this kind of stuff that you have to go through, it's just not stable enough to handle that terrain. And believe me, I was going slow. It's not like I was flying. I mean, you can't fly with this truck. This truck is slow as hell. So, I mean, right now, as fast as I'm going is all it has. I mean, I've got it to the floor. I'm giving it every single bit of accelerator it has, and this is the result. So it is not a speed demon truck, so it can't be the fact that I was driving too fast for the road and not paying attention. The turning radius on these things aren't that great either. And on some vehicles that causes a little bit of an issue to where you're driving along and you turn like you normally would turn if you're driving a road like this, but your truck just simply doesn't turn. It just keeps on going the way it wants to go. So right down here is where this truck is. So we're about to find out if I can indeed fix this thing and keep it, or if it's going to be fixed and just give me money. And we're also going to find out if I can do this in one shot or not, or if I have to try to make 2 trips. We will see. Alright. Let's repair it first. We went to Voron. It needs, wow, it needs a lot. 620 it looks like. I have enough though, so I can completely repair it. That's great. See, this van body add-on is amazing. It has so much repair. I mean, it still has some left that I could use. Now I have to try to refuel this thing, I think. Yeah, repair status 100%, fuel status 0, so I got to refuel it. It needs 250 and I have 310, so I can refill it completely. Nice. Okay, it disappeared, so that means that I do not get it. But we made over 3 grand and we got some experience for it. So I guess that'll do. Alright, now we need to go to our map and figure out what we want to do next. I might try to go after this upgrade here. I didn't get this upgrade when I was doing the watchtowers because I ended up in that area where I got really, really stuck. So I'm going to go ahead and get it. I'm not talking about the last episode. That was in Michigan, where all those cattails and everything were that I got stuck in. That was Michigan. I'm talking about an earlier episode where I got stuck trying to get all the watchtowers. I don't know if I actually was recording that or not, though. I may not have recorded that at all, and you don't even have any damn idea what I'm talking about. Or it might be there on the playlist that you can watch. I don't recall. So we're going to head over here and try to grab this upgrade and see what it's for. And eventually I'm going to be picking up a lot more trucks. Is that right? Okay, still got to go up further. Or for a minute I thought I had to go right through those trees. Oh, that's not good. Some of the smaller scout vehicles, I will go off-road like that and go right through the trees. It's not that big of a deal because they're more maneuverable and you can fit between the trees. But with a big truck like this, it's not an easy thing to try to make your way through the woods like that. Alright, up here I'm going to take a right. And I am going to have to go through the trees a bit when I get up here, but probably not that much, I hope. Let's see. Got to go past all this. I'm going to try to kind of go over here to the side a little bit, so in case it's a lot deeper or a lot worse than it looks, I can always winch. And I'm kind of getting to the point in this game where I don't look at the winch as a sign of failure anymore. Because in the beginning it was like if I had to use the winch, it's like I couldn't make it through, so I winched. And in a way, it was almost a sign of defeat that, oh, well, I can't do it, so I got to winch. But now I just kind of look at it as just one of the tools that I have to get around this map. Because in real life, you're not going to be able to get through anything. I mean, there's going to be things that are just too deep, too nasty for you to get through. And you're not going to have a choice but to winch. So I don't see why the game should be any different. There shouldn't be any negative connotation to using your winch. I mean, it's there, use it. That'd be like saying, well, you had to switch into all-wheel drive, or you had to switch into low to get past that, so that means you suck. That doesn't even make any sense. It's one of the tools you have to use, so use it. Why make it harder for yourself? Hell, it's hard enough to get through some of this stuff, you know? At least for me. Now, you might be one of those amazing players that can get through anything and just drive around here like it's a racetrack and have absolutely no problems. And if that's the case, then I salute you. But that's not the case for me. As you can see, I struggle with this game some. Now, when I say I struggle, it's not to imply that I'm not having a great time playing it, because this is such a fun game and I love every minute of it. But I do get stuck quite often. And I have to winch, and I tip my truck over way more than I would ever like to admit. But that's the truth of it, is I tip all the time. And to me, winching is a lot better than tipping. I would rather winch all the time than tip once. Because with winching, you're not losing anything. You're still there. But when you tip over, if you're in one of your big trucks... See, I got to go straight up through here. If you're in one of your big trucks, you're just kind of screwed. You can't get up. I mean, once you tip, you're down. And then you have to recover back to the garage and drive all the way back across the map. And that's terrible. I'm wondering if I can go down here instead, take a left, and kind of come up here, because there's no trees here. So this pathway right through here might be better because there's no trees. It all depends on how steep that is. If that is super, super steep over there, I won't make it. But if it's not super steep, that would be a much better option than trying to thread my way through all those trees, because that's just ridiculous. And usually in games like this, there's always a path to get there. You just got to find it. When they developed this and made it, they designed it with a path to get through to where you could do it. You just have to figure out where that path is. Did I get myself stuck already? No, I'm not stuck. I can move. I just can't get over that stupid ditch. Try again. Come on, baby. Yep, that did her. Alright, now I gotta get by this tree. Why the hell didn't I just stay on the road? It would have been so much easier if I'd have stayed on the road. But instead I thought, well, I'll skip a tiny little section of that road and hop over this ditch real quick, and that did not work out too well. I mean, I did it, I'm past it, but I did a lot of damage to my engine. And I'm damn near out of gas. That's not good. I'm almost out of gas. I don't have any reserves with this, so if I don't make it to this upgrade, I'm screwed. I only have 25 liters of gas left. If I don't make it in that amount of time that I have, it's not like I can refill. I have nothing else. But it looks like it's just up here, so I might pull this off. I did not even check the gas gauge. I didn't even think about that before I came over here. It's one of those live and learn situations. It teaches you that you got to pay attention to the gas. 21 liters. It all depends on how easy, because it's right there. I can see it. It's to my left. But it just depends on how easy it's going to be to get through these trees. If I can find a quick and easy path through here to get over there, then I'm golden. But if I can't, I'm kind of going to be screwed. 18 liters left. I think I see a path right here. It's just, can I turn into it? That's the question. 17. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I got it with 16 to spare. Very nice. Okay, it is a raised upgrade. And what vehicles are going to be for? The Voron Grand, the one that we just fixed, right? Was that the Voron Grand or something else? Voron something. Okay, well anyway, we have that now. So I'm going to recover back to the garage, and that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. And until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.